Coming up on Valley News Now, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz announcing a new package to deal with the ongoing fraud crisis in the state. We have the details on what the governor says they're going to try to do to combat this.
Witnesses taking the stand on day 3 in the murder trial of accused murderer Leo Dartoe. What they say happened the morning of the alleged shooting in the apartment.
Plus a sneak peek at a Valley News Live investigation of a daycare in Oaks. The owner accused of screaming at children. We have the shocking sound coming up. Valley News Now is live. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this Valley News Now afternoon update. I'm Devin Fry, streaming wherever you may be wanting to find us on your smart TVs, your laptop, your phone, wherever you want to watch us, our Facebook page, YouTube channel. We're available. We also have a Twitch stream now, so if you want to watch us on Twitch, we got your bases covered there. Now, we're not going to waste too much time here. We're going to get right to the weather department as we're running a little bit late here, admittedly my fault. But let's go ahead and hear from our First Alert weather team. Obviously, you can see on the corner of the screen right now, I almost said brisk. That's not correct. A balmy, that's the warm word. 36 degrees. I had the cold B word. I wanted the warm B word. 36 degrees out there. The warm up on the way. Cold start to the morning, but as you can see, we got past that. But our First Alert weather team warns us to enjoy it while it lasts. A little bit foreboding. A strong cold front moves through on Friday night. Gusty winds over 40 miles an hour there. But let's get to our experts about what we may expect here. Let's hear from Joseph Williams today, bringing us the forecast. Joseph, Joseph is following Summer's lead and took us outside. Let's hear from him now.
Today is a nice day if you're heading out. Temperatures are in the 30s with plenty of sunshine across the region. However, this nice weather not going to last forever. Heading into Friday, a cold front will sweep into our region, and not only will that cause temperatures to drop throughout the day, but it will bring strong winds. Northwesterly gusts at or above 50 miles per hour will be possible throughout Friday morning and afternoon. And not only could that blow around any outdoor items that are not secured, but it may even cause some patchy blowing snow in the northernmost parts of our region. As a result, much of our region is under a wind advisory, with the northernmost counties being under a winter weather advisory from late Friday morning into early Friday evening. Keep the VNL First Alert weather app handy as we First Alert track the strong winds and that blowing snow threat. I'll also mention the temperatures. Temperatures will drop into the single digits heading into the first half of the weekend. So the cold will return. Keep those jackets on standby. Now, Chief Meteorologist Russ Thomas and meteorologist Joseph Williams right here will go more in depth with the First Alert forecast for the evening show. So tune in to get your latest First Alert forecast on there. In the meantime, I'll send things back over to you.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Yeah, it feels like our poor northern, if you're watching this in our northern viewing area, I'm sorry about what this month has been like for you weather-wise. And like Joseph mentioned, be prepared for that wind tonight. If you have, if you got the grill out on the back deck, make sure that's secured. These winds could be, as you all know, listening to this, as I'm sure most of you know, wind around here, no joke. Pay attention there. Let's get into some of the headlines that we have here in the Valley News Live newsroom today and beyond. Of course, we have some continuing coverage as well. We're going to start in the Twin Cities. Another announcement this week from Governor Tim Walz, this time pushing a sweeping new plan to crack down on fraud within state programs. Walz unveiled the legislative package today in St. Paul, proposing the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning to flag suspicious billing and the creation of a new centralized office of Inspector General to lead statewide fraud protection. The package would also expand the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension's fraud unit, increase criminal penalties by 20%, and permanently ban anyone convicted of fraud from state contracts. Walz says fraud steals from Minnesotans and undermines programs people rely on. The proposal now heads to the state legislature. Another piece of legal issues being combated in North Dakota right now. A legal fight over North Dakota's ban on gender-affirming care for minors is heading back to the state's highest court. Attorneys for 3 minor patients and their families, along with a Bismarck pediatric doctor, filed a notice of appeal on Wednesday in the North Dakota Supreme Court. They're challenging a district court ruling from October that upheld this ban, arguing the lower court applied the wrong legal standard and ignored evidence of harm to affected teens. North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley issued a statement as well to our sister station out in Bismarck, KFYR, saying that the state is confident in the district court's decision and looks forward to defending it before the Supreme Court. We're going to be following that as it develops through our state's highest court, so be sure to stay tuned here to Valley News Live. Have your Valley News Live news app handy. Be sure to follow us on our social media channels as well. Getting into some of today's headlines, we have some court filings today. One from a couple from Fargo here. This one's actually involving a Moorhead man facing a felony charge after police say he pulled a handgun and held it to another man's neck inside of a Fargo bar. 27-year-old Cole Indiana Jones is charged with terrorizing with a dangerous weapon. That's a Class C felony. It's in connection to an incident at the Herd and Horns bar on February 19th. Police say surveillance video shows Jones pulling a small black handgun from his waistband and pressing it to the victim's upper chest and neck. The victim told police that Jones also said that he wanted to put the gun in the man's mouth. When confronted with the video, Jones acknowledged that he had, quote, flashed the weapon. A handgun matching the description was found at his Moorhead home. Jones has since been released from custody. He does have an upcoming court date, though. We will have more information as this situation continues to develop. Another Fargo man is facing felony charges after allegedly assaulting multiple staff members at a Sanford Medical Center. Gage Green is charged with simple assault on emergency personnel and contact by bodily fluids. Court documents say Green was brought in by deputies on February 21st for possible cold exposure while intoxicated. He allegedly shoved a doctor, hit another staff member during a blood draw, and then threw chewed food at members of the staff. Court documents also say that he later took an aggressive stance towards a second doctor and struck him in the arm. Green's preliminary hearing is scheduled for March 27th. Let's stick around the courthouse now. The trial continuing, day 3 of the Leo Dartoe murder trial underway in the Cass County District Court. Reporter Bobby Fallett, he has been on this case. I believe he wrote up the original charging documents as well. So Bobby Fallett has been on this case for years, now following it through the court system. Jessica Bringy talks to him now about what we learned today as this murder trial continues.
Devin, it's day 3 in the murder trial of Leo Dartoe, the Fargo man accused of shooting and killing his former childhood best friend. Now, Valley News Live has been in court every single day of the trial. Our own Bobby Fallett has been focused on covering this trial. Today, a big one. We're actually hearing several major witnesses take the stand. Bobby, not only Samson Blaze's girlfriend, who was the murder victim, but another man who was originally charged in connection with the crime.
Yeah, Gizo Kamara was originally charged with accomplice to this murder. That charge has officially been dropped. Now, of course, he is still currently incarcerated on a fentanyl charge that he got convicted of back in, I believe, it was for about 30 months, and this might have been back in 2024. So that's still currently happening. But yeah, like you said, a lot of people also taking the stand, like you mentioned, Samson Blaze's girlfriend at the time, really addressing the court, addressing that there was that rumor that was going around where maybe that her child was actually Leo Dartoe's and not Samson's. That rumor was pretty much dismissed on the stand. She said that was completely false. That is not true. That was Samson's child. So that was addressed today.
And she then is reiterating what the Cass County prosecution said during opening statements yesterday, which is that it could have been a revenge killing. That rumor could have then sparked this revenge killing.
Was a little bit of part of it. The main revenge was also from the standpoint of that an argument took place the day before, where actually she did say that she saw injuries on Sampson's hands, which they said before, that night before, there was some type of fight that would add up to then some other testimony of people who saw Leo Dartoe the day after with a little bit of injuries to his face. So that story is adding up from that standpoint. But then other people, though, a lot of the other key testimony were people that were inside the apartment complex. One person heard a pop, thought it was maybe a firecracker, then heard another pop, realized that these are gunshots, and quickly just broke a window and got out of that apartment complex. But a lot of the key testimony, though, also happening from this, and what the defense is really showing on their side, is that these people in this apartment complex, at least that we've seen so far, the one who heard the pops, did not see who pulled the trigger.
And I think that is the strongest defense that we've been hearing. They're relying on unreliable witnesses. That's what the defense claims prosecutors are doing, because there hasn't been anyone who's come forward and said, I saw Dartoe shoot Blay.
There are people who they are saying that, but the defense is also relying on the fact that there has been no gun produced. No gun has been shown as evidence. There have been bullets, but there's been no DNA whatsoever that the defense is saying connects Dartoe to this crime specifically.
Do we know if has gunshot residue been brought up in court?
They are planning on bringing a gun expert to the stand. That has not happened at this time. Court does go on for quite a bit, but for about 4:30. So there could be, it could be today, it could be later today that does happen. It could be tomorrow when they get the expert. They've had to bounce around the state's testimony, the witness list, just due to also Gito Kamara having to have a translator just on standby just to make sure that they understand the full dialect that he speaks. So they've had to bounce around a little bit based on that state testimony. But so far, about 12 of the 19 witnesses that they plan to call, they have taken the stand.
Which is quick, but we kind of expected that, given the trial was expected to wrap up by tomorrow. Yeah, well,
they said that the prosecution was saying that maybe there's a chance this goes until Monday. Now, from that standpoint, is that jury deliberations or is that closing arguments? We don't know for sure, but there's within Friday, tomorrow, or Monday, they're planning on wrapping this up.
There's always a level of uncertainty whenever you're predicting the end of these cases. So much fascinating information and a lot of interesting testimony coming out of the Cass County District Court today. Bobby, I know we're going to be hearing so much more from you coming up tonight. Is it going to be this afternoon or tonight at 6?
It'll be this evening. We'll have a lot going 4, 5, and 6 throughout the day, and also then, of course, 9 and 10. And you'll also hear more about the autopsy results. They did have the medical examiner speak, did confirm that the cause of death was a gunshot wound deemed homicide. But the defense also, from that aspect, after talking to that witness, there was agreement that Sampson Blay died from a gunshot wound. They don't know. The medical examiner cannot confirm, though, or even say who exactly pulled that trigger.
Fascinating. All right. For all that and more, make sure you tune in for 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. We've got a lot to cover. Devin, back to you.
3. Thank you, Jess and Bobby, for that. That's just one of the many pieces of incredible content that we have coming up tonight on Valley News Live on our shows at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Let's give a little bit of a sneak peek at what we can expect to hear. Now, this video has been shared to Valley News Live more times than I can count on Facebook and other forms of social media. This coming from a daycare in Oaks. Just take a listen. This is allegedly the owner. We'll just play it for you and you be the judge for yourself. But this is alleged audio of the owner of an Oaks daycare addressing the children that she is in charge of.
You all should have done that before you sat down to watch TV. I literally go throw it away, and then she's gonna march you down the hallway, and you're gonna scrub your freaking hands.
Now, like I said, that video has been sent to us time and time again, tagged in different posts. Anna Ballweber made her way out to Oaks and gives us a little bit of a preview about what she's going to have for us coming up tonight.
Coming up tonight, there is some small town controversy in Oaks, North Dakota. It's regarding this daycare behind me, Peterson's Playhouse, right here on Main Avenue. Now, before coming to Oaks, I was tagged in a video multiple times that shows the owner that looks like she's screaming at all of these kids. It's the talk of the town right now. So I came here, I talked to some other local daycares, I showed the video to a bunch of other community members. So coming up tonight, we'll have their reaction.
One particularly interesting piece of Anna's story that she has a live reaction from another daycare worker watching the video and getting their immediate reaction to it. So really good stuff coming up. I'm going to get out of the way. We have Valley News Live at 4 coming up in just 2 minutes here. For those of you still watching on our Facebook channel and YouTube channel, we lost our streaming friends for Valley News Live at 4, but that's okay. Let's take a quick look at the roads. Again, it's going to be a quick one today. Things are good for right now. Like Joseph Williams told us a little bit ago, though, the northern areas of our viewing area, some frost around Cavalier, those are going to be the ones that they may see some snow tonight, but for right now, things looking good as you're getting ready to make your way back home or wherever it is you have to go for the day on this beautiful Thursday. 35 degrees. You'll love to see it. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Thank you all for joining us for this Valley News Now digital update. I'm Devin Fry.